Good. Now let's see what we can do to deactivate this alarm. So, did it work? Damn it! But damn it! Run! Hermit. That was close.
Yes, it was. I would be if I had been on board the ship when Legion didn't make it. It all just too fast.
Shit. That makes us the only survivors.
The only ones. So the Starling and the Magistrate didn't make it. Oh, I'm ashamed to ask. A map. This is what I call a coincidence. I think I know where we can find one. And up there could also be our passage back.
Up where?
Follow me, I'll show you.
How did you make it here, anyway? And what is this, some kind of tunnel system?
I think so, yes. They must have been shortcuts for the ones tasked with keeping this place running to quickly get from one point to the other. Just what we need right now. And concerning your first question, I suppose I simply got lucky. There was another entrance to the I overlooked.
I see. Well, that's at least one of these tunnels.
Let's hope so. Wait, I don't like this.
Damn it, that just had to happen, didn't it? To the other building, quickly. That won't hold up for long. Care to fill a plan now, girl?
First we need to find a map. And then, well, then we each take a seat in one of these capsules and let ourselves drop.
We let ourselves drop.
They are escape pods. Kormai had similar ones in the airship, and I just hope they work as intended. Unless you have a better plan, of course.
I'm afraid not.
Good. Then get going. Let's find that map. Is that it? Great! Now to the pod!
By the wise hermit, either these ancient starfolk had butts. Come on, let's go look for the girl. She can't be far from here. Look, over there. Oh my. Whew. She lives. Looks like a minor laceration to me and maybe a broken rib. I guess the force of the impact threw her against this rock. Still, we should get her to a healer. Do you have the map? I think teleport magic. Good. Then at least all this wasn't for nothing. Let's go.
So the High Ones devour our consciousnesses. Now that's what I call ironic. Maybe Koarik and his free people do become part of these higher beings they so adore after all. We should tell them. Maybe they'll be so delighted that they will abandon the siege and sail right back to Nera.
Spare us your jests. Archmagister, how long will you need to decipher the map? Archmagister?
I don't know. A couple of days, at least. I should start right away. Excuse me.
What's the matter with him?
Jaela was his mentor during his novitiate. But he will get over it. He has to. You did well, Prophetess. Despite the complications, the mission was a complete success.
A complete success? What in blazes has happened to you, Tila?
Nothing. And now is not the time for quarreling.
Jaela is dead, Tila. Just like Jorek. Jorek for the name of the gods. And none of this would have happened if we had just given Quarik this idiotic machine. Please, Tila, if my opinion means anything to you, let go of this madness.
I don't care about your opinion. Yorick was a traitor, and Jaela gave her life for something greater than herself. But the latter in particular seems to be something you cannot relate to. Now, silence. I've had enough of your attempts to hinder our mission. Back to the topic at hand. Sharon, what do you make of Jaela's plan to use the word of the dead to enter a High One's mind? I always thought it only enabled its user to relive the last memories of the deceased.
Well, if the High Ones are made of a collective subconsciousness, they are different in that regard. They consist only of memories, and a lot of them. That is, of course, if the Magistra's theory about them is true.
I'm no sage, but having seen the Starling's murals, I'd say it is. Mankind ascends to become a High One. This is what the cleansing really is.
Then it might work. Used on a High One, the word of the dead could allow us to enter its spirit.
We will take the risk. The walls still hold against Korik's armies, but we need to hurry. As soon as the Arcanists have figured out the map, we will set out to find this city of 1,000 floods. If you have any unfinished business to attend to, you should do it now. Many things will be decided by what's to come. I feel it. And the apothecary said that Sister Sakarish will live. She's in the Curarium, in case you want to pay a visit.
Path wherever you look.
Chaos wherever you look.
Supposed to be.
I almost feel idiotic bringing this up now, but I'd like to spend... Huh? Short answer? We have to ignite the beacon, and we have to do it fast. Else... Let's not talk about it.
After all these centuries, what has this world come to? War. After all these centuries, what has this world come to?
Yes?
They just don't respect the elders anymore. Not at all.
They just sit on their asses and let things settle themselves.
War. After all these centuries, what has this world come to? They just don't respect the elders anymore. Not at all.
Madame?
There you are. Follow me, I have a surprise for you. By the way, they're called the Nighthawks, a group of minstrels from Boonville. They came to play here in spite of the siege. Take your time to listen if you want. I'll wait.
May your heart always be beating.
Malfast's blessings.
Yes, you should go to this board and see what you can find in the old quarter. I'll wait for you in the Undercity, in my laboratory.
About 5 years ago. Said a foreign country, more than 1 year travel from the outlook. But there was one man who believed him, a rich merchant from Austin, who put up the money to fund his mission. Well, according to my sources, an eagle bearing a letter recently arrived in Calais. Roth's mission was successful. Well, how could they? It's no secret the Myrids are afraid of the open sea, and most cartographers were blindly certain of the completeness of the world map. Because of that, there haven't been serious expeditions. Well, when I left Naren to travel here, 3 ships with enough provisions to last an entire year. And let's just say I wouldn't mind some company. And you love, it feels good to have some. No, come on. The night's still young. Let's make it.
Huh? Imo bed, Zoru.
What do you want? Me,
Just how they
Stu,
are.
roast pork. Anyone?
That should be it.
Put that.
Potatoes, garlic, radish. Yeah, that should be it.
Me,
Yes, you
roast
should
pork.
go to this.
Anyone? Huh? What do you want?
Move along.
Huh?
Oh, there you are. Did you find it? It's just
Hey there. It's good to see you. All right then. I guess there's no point in delaying the inevitable any further, is there? You go on ahead.
Always thou art my light, a glimmer at the horizon. Thy name is my sacrament, and I vow.
The prodigy, huh? Apparently we owe you for the shards of this...
Prophetess, there's good news. Sharon was just about to
I
explain.
suppose you already know that Vin hasn't always been like it is now. In the time of the Pyreans, it was one big continent, which they called Pangora. Only the Starfall, in the era of Azateron's madness, split it apart. In other words, the Pyreans dominated the entire world as it was back then. It was a world empire. However, until recently, we always thought that the Empire's capital, the City of 1,000 Floods, was situated somewhere near where Kira is today. We were wrong about that. It was here, in Enderal.
Here.
Here, beneath our feet, to be precise.
Under Ark?
Yes. We don't know whether it was a coincidence, but they did. The heart of the Pyrean... True. Rubbish, of course. But I think that these screams are the sound of wind. And if there's wind...
There are tunnels. So you're saying that the Undercity's cavern reaches that deep? Into the City of Floods?
into what is left of it. All we need to do is find an entrance point that can lead us down.
Then we leave without further delay. There's no point in leading an army down there, so the four of us will go alone. Prophetess, speak to the Archmagister and tell him to give you the word of the dead and the container for the Numenors. We will need both. He's at the beacon.
Shouldn't we at least think this through before we go?
Ready your equipment. We'll meet at the gate to the Undercity. Yes?
Never mind. How can I help you? But now... Oh... Say... It. The beacon. I just don't understand. It was the Naramis. Our farm. The smell... I rode faster. My mother... And it doesn't... That would... If I could just be more like you. Then But why? Is that so? But you just don't want to share. The beacon won't burn. It never will. Thousands have tried it before you. Thousands who are as arrogant as you are. And they all failed.
How did they say? Just let yourself fall. Because the light will burn you. It will devour you. Until there's nothing left of you. Nothing but burnt flesh.
Nice and crisp. You're familiar with that, aren't you? Prophetess.
My Malthus. You need to stop.
By the name of the sun, eh? Oh, of course. Oh, of course. Wait. Oh, the damage is within acceptable limits. Nothing we shouldn't be able to repair. But wait, what is that noise? Oh, by the righteous path. I think you should see this.
What in blazes happened here? And what is that noise?
The Neremese. They are in the city. Their entire army.
What? No. This is impossible. This is impossible! And this? What's the meaning of this bloodbath?
I don't know, Grandmaster. The High Ones somehow were able to possess the Keepers here. They tried to destroy the beacon and kill the Prodigy.
What? But the stone, we...
Grandmaster, you have to see this.
What? That the Neremese are in the city? I know that already.
No, we know how they did it. The true Chessa betrayed us.
Nonsense.
It's the truth. She and almost a third of the Keepers followed Vartar's example. Come, you should hear it for yourself. I ordered that the temple gates be closed away and positioned archers on the battlements. There. She survived it. Open your eyes, traitor.
What? Grandmaster. I am so sorry. It shouldn't have happened like that. Oh, my Malthus. What have I done?
Tell us what happened.
Of course, Grandmaster. I will. The Truchessa. She contacted Korak and asked for...
We will, once we're done. Continue. The Truchessa arranged a meeting with Korak. What did she want from him?
A truce. She offered him the city. If he would promise not to harm anyone. She had this stone. You know, this sigil stone that protects us Keepers from the High Ones. Korak. He agreed. Once the gates were open, he...
Killed everyone.
Yes, the Truchessa. He just... Even though she kept her end of the bargain. Then they swarmed into the city and... Oh, my Malthus, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Take her to the Corarian.
Wait. You have to forgive me. I mean, we only wanted the best. You have to believe me. Please don't let me die as a pathless. Please.
Not much up at all. This is just the end of the game, so it's super boring. And there's a lot of cutscenes, and I'm doing the third ending.
Yes, of course.
It's the last achievement I need. But basically, I'm not going to be paying attention to the screen for like an hour.
What are your orders, Grandmaster? We aren't many, but if we use cunning, we might be able to drive them back out of...
We will not. We are no more than 6 up here, and the Neremese are thousands. And both our black powder and our boiling oil are in the barracks.
Then it's over. We have lost.
A ton of cutscenes.
What? No! Nothing is over! They can't be that far into the city yet. We only have to drive them out of the gates, and then...
And how exactly are you planning to do that? By loading the cannons with sugar mint and shooting balls of herbs at the Neremese? Great idea, really.
You sodding!
Quiet! Naradil and Sharim are right, Commander. Ark is lost. But our war against the High Ones isn't. The beacon still stands, and it will continue to do so as long as we hold the temple. We've lost the battle, yes, but not the war. All we need is the Numenors, and then the beacon will be lit.
And what then? I don't think Korak will withdraw.
There's a microphone up on a stand here.
Correct, he won't. Which is why we will surrender.
What?
It is the only way. As I said to the Truchessa before, this war is about more than just us. If we choose to give up now, or if we choose to fight and die down there, Korek will destroy the beacon either way and let the cleansing happen. We will prevent that at all costs. Which is why we will find the Numenors, light the beacon, and then surrender.
And what? Hope for mercy? Korak has more than once demonstrated what he means by mercy.
I am not hoping for mercy. We will die, but there is no alternative. Korek isn't man enough to participate in the battle himself. So even if we were to break
We gotta
down
find a
the
game
fight,
for you to
all we will
100%
do
now,
is kill
Crash.
the Legion soldiers. And their deaths would be as pointless as this entire war. Once the High Ones are vanquished, we've done our duty. That's it.
But no! We are warriors, and true warriors fight. You've said that.
Ask questions. Like the question, when does a battle for ideals become nothing more than a battle for vanity? Those soldiers down there, Commander, they are nothing more than butchers. But we are more than that. But I will not stop you. As soon as the beacon is
That
lit,
other
you're
mod
free
to
to
Skyrim.
But for now, you will hold this place at all costs while we search for the Numenors. Archmagister, do you have the word of the dead?
I do, yes. How do you plan to get into the Undercity from here? The entire city is swarming with Korex's soldiers.
Leave that to me.
How many hours have you put into that Brumo game?
I will address them.
A link to it already.
You all know what has happened. We were betrayed by our own brothers and sisters. As we speak, people are dying, slaughtered by the Naramis, who think we are their enemy. And I know what you are feeling right now. Anger. Anger aimed at those in our ranks who did this to us. But you're wrong. Despite their deed, they wanted to protect us, to fulfill their holy duty. And the same applies to Korek and his soldiers. Yes, they are deluded. Yes, they have committed crimes past redemption, but they, too, only did what they thought was right. If there is someone to blame in all this, it's the High Ones, and no one else. They, brothers and sisters, they are the ones responsible. They have no mind, no compassion, no soul, and their only reason for existing is to destroy. They are cowards who act out of the shadows and play us against each other like puppets on strings. And right now, they think they have won. They think they can defeat us. But they will fail, because we are still here. We have the beacon, the only thing capable of stopping all this madness, and that is exactly what we're going to do. After that, you are free to go. Flee, fight, do whatever you think is best. I myself will surrender, because every drop of blood spilled after we have done our duty and destroyed the High Ones is useless. And even if the Naramis kill me, my death will be a sign. A sign that people like Korek will never understand. Hatred breeds hatred. This is what history has taught us, and this is what makes the High Ones strong. Stand by me when the time comes, or go. But until then, fight. And there she goes. There is an... I suppose you... A duty... There is a... Probably. I will make it short. Down and... After... There is a way... And... Prepare yourself. There is another way. Prophetess.
Malphas's blessings.
I can't believe Barabatar betrayed us. Tim.
Prophetess.
Hello, fair lady. So what did the Grand Master say? There was one thing I wanted to ask you before we leave. If things work out the way the Grand Master thinks they will you give yourself to Korak as he said he would? Yes. Anyway, I'll go catch up with Meister Cynical and our esteemed Grand Master. Couldn't ask for better company on a suicide mission like this. Just meet me at the dungeon once you're ready to set out.
Poison gas tunnels. There's one thing the Holy Order has always been. It's creative. My respect for that, Enderal.
They're here.
Yep, I got the link to it. Is that what you play mostly? Skyrim stuff?
It's a sigil.
Or scrolls?
And it can only be opened by one bearing the Grandmaster's sword. Follow me.
Yeah, I was a really big fan of like Daggerfall and Morrowind. Which one, Oblivion?
In case you were wondering, those 3 water gates up there contain the stock which releases the gas. As long as we do not open them, we can pass safely through the tunnels.
Skyrim was so. Oblivion I really did not like at all. That engine feels really like floaty and weird to me.
No. There are a total of 8
Huge
exits.
fan of like Redguard and Daggerfall and Morrowind.
According to Maragil, we should be able to find a suitable entrance point into the old depths from there.
Scrolls Online was like super terrible to me. I didn't have any fun with that at all. Morrowind every once in a while, or Daggerfall. Redguard doesn't hold up too well. Through Arena once. Are the ones before Oblivion, or did you start with Oblivion?
What a waste of time.
Take my time with games too. I figured you played Oblivion since your username has Oblivion in it.
Is it important?
Here we are. The way, prophetess. You know this area better than we do.
You must be pretty young then if Skyrim is your first Elder Scrolls game. Yeah, young. You must be very, very young.
Let it go, Freya. They've already passed judgment.
This is the place. Sharim.
Yes, take cover.
Played Daggerfall when I was a kid. Kamara I was in high school or middle school.
Lead the way, prophetess. You know what we are looking for.
Hey, you alright? You look pale for stronger? Stronger?
That might be because we're getting closer to where the last cleansing happened. If we just follow the visions, they might lead us directly to the temple, and thus to their version of the beacon.
Damn it. Lost ones. What is it with their eyes?
They're trying to prevent us.
Wait for what?
It's so beautiful.
And dangerous. Come, we need to get down there.
He has betrayed us! Jakal opened the gates and now they're killing
No,
everyone!
not multiplayer.
Retreat to the
You
temple!
had a choice, and you've chosen ignorance. Now pay the price.
What did you see? What?
In other words, all that we have done so far is almost identical to how things went for the Pyreans.
Multiplayer. Why do you ask?
Does that mean everything we've achieved hasn't made any difference at all? That we found the Black Stones, the ancient starlings?
All that the prophet has seen is that someone betrayed the Pyreans too, and that this jackal was deluded as this fool Koarek. We knew that already. We are the first to be so close to lighting the beacon. I can feel it.
He'll jump with me. That's sick.
Waste of time.
This mod does when you have companions with you. They're NPCs.
What is this? Some kind of messed up puppet theater? How can these corpses still be here after all this time? They should have decayed long ago.
Good question. It looks like magic to me. Look at how gray their skin is. Like ashes.
I see, the cleansing did this to them, right? This must have been their final moments before the High Ones devoured them.
I fear you're right. They must have tried to get into the temple, into safety. In vain. This is tragic.
Yes, very tragic. Are you done?
Impressive.
I suppose we have company.
You are impressive, you know that? Everything around you is falling apart, yet you refuse to give up. Tell us, Serapio, what makes you keep going?
Are you trying to manipulate me? If so, save your breath and fight instead.
Oh my, so grim. How nice it would be if everything could just be killed, wouldn't it? Even the past. Tell us, do your companions know the truth about you? All of it?
Let's go. This is pointless.
Pointless? You wound us. All we want is to help them understand. Just look at them. How clueless they are.
Are you deaf? Shut up. Your games don't work on me.
You'll take that as a no.
But there has to be a way.
Not here in Inodan, Tiro. We could hide the pregnancy, but a living child? A lightborn and a mortal. It's blasphemy. As ridiculous as that may sound coming from my mouth. You could flee with him, you know. Take him somewhere where no one will find you.
What? Erlander, that... no. They would recognize us for who we are.
Not if we took precautions. But even if they did, no one would dare oppose a Lightborn. No one. Tia Lord, please, don't let him grow up without a father. He will be special, I can feel it, and he will need you.
What is this? But... no, I can't. The Council, Erlander. You know what they said about me. They want to do it.
You mean the exaltation? I can't believe you just said that. This is about a child, Tia Lord. Our child.
Yes, our child. Why don't you tell me another 1,000 times? I have...
Stop this!
And you should know that better than anyone else. You know how hard I've worked to get here, Erlander. And now you want me to give it all up? For this thing?
Tia, how? I just don't know what to say. Being a seraph, it's a title by the name of the sun. A title. How can that possibly be more important to you than... oh, I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it.
Of course you can't. You've never known what it means to have to fight for something. We will give him away to one of your servants. It is better that way, for him and for us.
What would have happened if you had been there for your son, I wonder? Would he have ever started to blame the gods for this deep hatred lurking inside him? You made your son into what he became, and all because a promotion was more important to you than your own flesh and blood. And that is why you will fail here, don't you see? Because failing is what you do. As a soldier, as a protector of the gods, and as a father. You are a butcher, a loser, not the glorious savior you want people to remember you as. Admit it already.
By the wise hermit, that's a lot of them. If you have a plan, Renfield, now would be a good time to fill us in.
We will see. John, you and the mercenary cover our backs. You, prophetess, fight at my side. Show them what you're made of.
Way too easy. Who'd you learn that from? Your grandmother? They're blocking the way. Now, come on. Don't make it so easy.
That was all of them. Quickly, to the gate.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm doing the game for the third time now. It's the third ending, secret ending. Played this all before.
Gosh, it's locked. What do we do?
We will break it open. Do you see the ballista up there? Dalvarig, you... Wait. Do you feel that?
Like a wise hermit, I have a bad feeling about that. What?
The sun. Wait, she's moving.
Yes. Yes, that is good. Stay with us. You were hit by a piece of debris. His attack brought down the entire facade, but it also cut him off from us. He will not be able to get inside here. The building, I know how close you were. I'm sorry. With that arrogant... Thank the gods, your injuries are only superficial. Just try to keep up. with the gods, how similar they are. Sharim, do you have the word of the dead with you?
Yes.
Good. Then place it in front of the beacon, and prepare yourself. Prophetess, it is now up. No. Take a look around and see. All right.
They are similar to magic, or the power responsible for the tides. They are pure energy.
He has betrayed us! Jakal opened the gates and now they're killing everyone!
The core of this sickness is in people's heads. It is a way of thinking. But you will never understand that, High Priest. Will you?
It was almost as if the beacon longed for the stones. They are the key. I feel it. The beacon was created to banish the High Ones from existence, but to do that, we need something from them.
Son. Is that...
A High One. We have made it. How are you feeling, Prophet? Do you see that up there? Yaela was right after all. This is our Numinars, the essence of a High One.
I wish you could see this.
Unbelievable. I have done it. We will see about that. Maybe that question will answer itself. Sharon, do it. Carry the container to the essence.
As you command, Enderal.
What is it? What are you waiting for?
Tell me, Enderal. Back in the ruins, when the High Ones showed you that memory, it was the first time I saw you express real agitation. Not anger, but agitation. What you did to your son, do you regret it, I wonder? That you abandoned him in exchange for prestige and power?
What?
I don't think you do. What got to you was being reminded of your own failure. Regret. You don't know that feeling. You never have. Not even after Kira.
Child, what are you?
I hired the mercenaries. I killed the Shari when she found out. And I helped the Neramis conquer the harbor. And I bet you still don't have the slightest idea who I am, do you?
By You were there. The night of 1,000 fires.
Yes, I survived your massacre, one of only a few.
Then you did
I have returned!
Because you shared his ideals. You did it to get to me. What for, Xeinok?
And I've had some drinks!
Just.
Well, welcome back.
I am done with this world.
Why can't I hear either
I
of you?
have been for a long time.
I don't think I had that many
reason
drinks.
Why I'm still here.
Do
is a
you have
promise
your
I
headphones
made
on?
to someone. The promise that one day
Self-deaf.
I will be the one who takes everything from you.
Yes, this is madness. Whatever you are planning to do, it will affect the whole world, not just me. If you want my death, why not just wait, damn it? Once we have lit the beacon, Korek will kill me.
No, I accidentally played a video and I heard sound, so it's not me.
You take me for such
Are
a
you
fool?
sure?
Definitely
As
not
if there's anything in this world you would want more than to die a martyr.
I can hear everyone just fine.
Tilo Arathiel, conqueror of the High Ones, savior of mankind.
I don't
You like the sound of
have
that,
Discord
don't you?
muted.
You like it so much. You know, at first, I was so frustrated with all the setbacks. When the Prophetess saved Lashari's research in Alt-Rashengrad, and when Koarek's first attack on the city didn't succeed. But then I realized that all of this would be so much more gratifying than anything else I could do to you. Your final attempt.
Say something?
So close to your
Test,
target.
1, 2, 3.
There we go. Hi, Hiki. Hi, Xeinok.
There you go.
You asked me once what my daughter's name was. Do you remember?
Yes, I beg you.
I had
please.
some baby Guinnesses.
Her name.
They're pretty
was
tasty.
Lena.
It is a shot with Bailey's, and I have to look up the other. It's Bailey's, coffee liqueur, and I think the bar I went to also used Patron.
You fool. Miserable.
The end result is it's a shot that looks like a glass of
killed
Guinness. It
us
doesn't
all.
taste anything like Guinness.
Impressive,
But it's dark on the bottom with what looks like a head.
A shame
Anyway, I had a
you were
few
too
of them.
preoccupied with yourself to see it
So,
coming.
look at those.
Beast! You damn beast! He was possessed! Possessed from the start!
Oh no, Aranthio. I'm afraid that is only half true. We reap, but you sowed. Of course we possessed him, but you did all the heavy lifting back in Kira when you gave the order to massacre everyone dear to him, including his wife and his poor daughter. And so, it is a happy ending after all, isn't it? Without the Merinos, you have nothing to use the beacon's power on. And the only thing it is good for now is the destruction of your own beloved city. It will be a feast, and there will be nothing left of you once we devoured you. Nothing but cold, gray flesh. It is just as we said. You have failed as you always have done. What is it, Aranthio? Lost your tongue?
No. No. I have not. Not at all. You have just presented me with a solution.
Are you deaf? There is no solution. The cleansing will happen, and you will all die.
Yes. Yes, we will. Your Messiah, the citizens of the city, the armies, we will all burn like the sun. And then, it will be over.
You're fantasizing, Aranthio. Without...
Not this time. Here we must... I'm sorry. The High Ones are... But do you remember what the Archmagus cause a Koarek was? And we prophetess. People who have had the same... Though it is the High Ones are a lot weaker than they pretend to be. I feel it. We were so close to destroying them. And I have faith in the others out. It is. I wish I didn't.
It all begins with the dreams. Breathe.
Enter the mind of a High One? I hope you're joking. This was their last stand. They are afraid of us. I feel it. You've killed us! You've killed us all! You have just shown me the solution. Enter the mind of a High One? I hope you're joking. This was their last stand. They are afraid of us. I feel it. You've killed us! You've killed us all! You have just shown me the solution.
Why are you here? Be gone, Phantom. Be gone and leave me to my slumber. Then this isn't a dream. You really are here. But why? The Prophet dies when the Emperor leaves him. This is the course of the game. It has always been so. Explain yourself. How did you find this place? And why do you still exist? Her? But why? She does not have a mind. She does not have feelings. So why should she do this? But still you speak the truth. I can feel it. Then could it really be?
what you hear. I am sorry. It's been too long since I've spoken to anyone. I have had many names. The Arcarians called me the God of Death. The Moonskin people, the Warden of Dreams. The Pyreans, the Demon of the Deep. For your people I am, or was, the Black Guardian. Pompous names, I know. However, I am none of these, neither god nor demon. I am only an eye, condemned to observe again and again. As you measure time, older than your most daring chronicles go back, by far. I have seen them all, since our people fell. Every civilization, every cleansing, every turn of the cycle. But, no. The Starlings came long after me. I was only a fool who wanted to save his own skin at any cost. I knew the cleansing would come. I had known it long before the Red Madness and the war started. But I also knew that fighting it as my people did, and as most do, was pointless. So I looked for another way to prevail. And I found it. What you see here is the result. The Goliath. As I like to call it back then. As the only one of my people, yes. But it happened faster than it should have. And when the cleansing occurred, the Goliath was not yet finished. And as the Emperor unleashed the light, I had no choice but to complete the joining too early. A fatal error, as it turned out. I did survive, yes. But I am trapped inside this unfinished machine. And ever since then, all I can do is watch. Again and again. No, you do not understand. You are stumbling through the fog, even now that it is almost over. By themselves, the High Ones are not the problem. If we would just see them as they really are, they would become powerless. Yes, it is hard to put into words. I myself do not know everything about the High Ones. Only that they are part of something we call the cycle. A civilization arises and blossoms, and then, always at the same stage of their development, the High Ones appear, and with them, the Red Madness. People start losing their minds, wars erupt, and chaos rules. Until 2 or 3 years later, the cleansing happens. The moment when the High Ones devour the collective consciousness, the gathered minds of this civilization, to give birth to a new one of their own. Despite all of this, nobody knows what drives them. Perhaps they act out of malice, out of an urge to survive, or perhaps they do not even have a will of their own, but are like a force of nature. But I do know one thing. As powerful as they might be, it is mankind who gives them that power. We make them into what they are. Because what nobody understands is simply this. The High Ones feed on what humanity has the most of. Their ego, greed, pride, fear, and their everlasting search for an enemy. There is responsible for all their misery. It is those traits the High Ones make use of. These characteristics are what make us human. And by themselves, they are harmless. Only when we bury them, when we deny them, then they play into the High One's hands. So why is this, you ask? It is simple. The High Ones alone cannot make the cleansing happen. Only a human can. With the beacon. My knowledge about it is as limited as my knowledge about the cycle. It has existed since the beginning of time, and despite what you might now believe, the ancient writings about it are true. Lit by the ones who carry the Numenos, it can banish the High Ones once and for all. But it can also destroy us. Because what happens when it is lit without a core is far more than an explosion. It is the cleansing, the triumph of the High Ones. And even as we speak, a human, Tealor Orinthiol, has done it again. A bright light will appear from the heart of the machine and open a hole in the sky. And within hours, it will spread throughout the world, and they will all feel it. A fire that burns them from within. A white light which will break through their flesh. Do you understand now? The High Ones have no power. All they do is to feed on our weaknesses, manipulate us into bringing about our own destruction. It is we who forge the sword that kills us. We who lead them to their victory. Even though the key to salvation has always been in our hands. But instead of realizing our folly, we make the same mistake. We repeat the same fate over and over. And only because we refuse to see the truth. Yes, the High Ones are our enemy. But who wants to hear that it is our ego, that dark voice within us, that empowers them? It is so ironic. The moment we would realize all this would be the moment it all came to an end. But we do not. They reap, we sow. Dreams, thoughts, visions, they are everywhere. But the principle is always the same. They throw a tainted seed into a fertile ground. The rest happens by itself. Like 1,000 others before him. The High Ones knew exactly what they had to do to get him to commit this last act of desperation. They played him with his weaknesses and fears, like a figure on a chessboard. And the saddest part is that until the very end, he will believe that he has done something good. That was his greatest fear. Yes, to be remembered as a failure, a broken man. That was the stream the High Ones manipulated him from the moment he died, after attempting to flee from his prison on Nerim. The real Arinthial, he is dead, prophetess. He is a fleshless one of the mightiest tools of the High Ones. Just as you are. I wish it were. The methods of how the High Ones One's influencers are plentiful, and the Red Madness and their ability to enter our dreams are not their only means. Their mightiest tool is the creation of projections, fleshless ones, or emissaries, as they are also called. If a person dies, and if this person has one last unfulfilled wish, a compulsion, then the High Ones have the power to create a projection of him, an immaterial image of the deceased, which thinks itself real and is perceived as such. What no one notices, not even the projection itself, are two things. Firstly, it is driven by this last unfulfilled desire. Secondly, it becomes an idealized version of its former self, almost tailor-made to free itself from the last compulsion, that ultimate scourge. The daughters of fishermen become warriors. Broken generals become charismatic and driven leaders who seem almost too determined to be real. You are one of these projections, as are all of the emissaries. You are a fleshless one, a spirit searching for liberation from something. I do not know your past before you came to this land, because before you became the prophetess, you were insignificant. But what happened to you and your friend on that ship? You never survived it. You drowned in the Red Sea, and in that very moment, the High Ones entered your mind and made you into what you are today. And other than myself, the High Ones knew your compulsion, knew the desire that drove you. Whatever it was, it made you predictable, and it allowed them to play you, just as they played Arinthiel and Korak. Do you see it now? Every dream the High Ones sent you, every time they appeared to you, they all had but a single purpose: to feed your self-image, to push you in a certain direction. They wanted you to play the game for their purposes, and they succeeded. You read the echo of the future, as other prophets did before you. You helped Arinthial reconstruct the beacon, and led him to the Luminos. When he saw that it would be taken away from him at the very last instant, his fear of failure led him into doing what he did. You are not to blame, prophetess. You did what countless others did before you, and you did it because you thought it was the right thing to do. Only one thing is different. In all the time I have been here, never before did a projection realize its own nature. You were meant to dissolve like the rest of mankind. Yet, here you stand, and I tell you the truth. This was never meant to happen. Oh, stop it. No, it is too late for that. By the name of the sun, it is so ironic that the Veiled Woman did not lead you here earlier. It is over, prophetess. You are strong, but regardless of how long your power can protect you from the light of the cleansing, eventually you will dissolve too. Even if... Wait. No. Maybe.
If Michael Jackson.
Maybe you are right. Maybe there is a way. But no. It would be pointless. Forgive me, I have to think. Yes, there could be a way. What I told you is true. Here on Earth, you would not survive the cleansing. But there is one place where you could. The Star City. I know that you brought something back from your journey there. The escape pods. And I know that they can also take you back there. For I have seen the Yalam Rashe, the ancient starlings, do so. Whatever has protected the city over all these millennia, it would protect you too. Yes, you could survive it. By the face of time, you could. No, it would not. But that is irrelevant. You are fleshless, a projection. And just like me, time cannot touch you. Age cannot kill you. And thus you could succeed where I have failed. You could wait for the cleansing to be over. And then create a new humanity. Create a new humanity. It is only a matter of time until the new turn of the cycle starts. New life will come forth. First, simple life, then human. And just like the civilizations before them, they will also fall victim to the High Ones, because they will have the same weaknesses as we do. But not with your help. You could be a god to them. You could guide their ascent. You could shape a mankind free of egos and weaknesses. And by doing so, you would deprive the High Ones of their power. Just imagine, in this new world, there would be no need for a beacon, because the High Ones simply would not have any strings to pull on. Mankind will defeat them by becoming superior. Yes, I regret that I did. Please, right now, you have the chance to break a millennial-old pattern. Do not let it go to waste. I beg you. You are so stubborn. But, well, you might be able to destroy the beacon itself. The light, it consumes everyone who gets too close to it. But you, as a projection, you might be able to do it. It will not stop what the beacon has already done, but it will interrupt it. However, it would mean your death. Yours and that of all life in Enderal. It is too late to save them now. And even if you succeed, it changes nothing. Yes, Korik would be dead. But do you think the High Ones would just give up? They would retreat for a few years. Decades, maybe. No more. And then it would all happen again. Until another emissary lights the beacon. Trust me, I know humans far better than I would like to. Within a few years you would be forgotten, and they would win, as they always do. And who would that be? Even if there were someone, do you think anyone would listen? If you were to tell them that humanity itself is to blame, that the ultimate enemy does not even exist. You are delaying the
That's why I don't stream. I can't stream and focus on the game at the same time.
Away a chance.
Yeah, well, like, when I stream Rocksmith, I can play music, but I can't play music and talk to someone at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I tried streaming, Darkest Dungeon a couple times, and I got some viewers because people like that game. But I couldn't focus on talking to my viewers or even just like talking about the game and focus on enjoying the game.
There is one more thing I need to
It
ask.
ruined my enjoyment of the game. So that's what's the point?
Well, I wonder too, because like everyone, the people that I do see from time to time who are like super engaged with their viewers are like constantly dying in their games and like making no progress. And I'm like, hey, it's not as enjoyable to watch your character.
I mean, if you've got enough viewers that it's actually your job, then whatever, you're working. You're not actually, relaxing. But I wouldn't want to do it for like 5 or 10 viewers.
The switch is in front of you.
And
That was how I connected
not
myself
interested
to Goliath.
in enough to
It will
try
cut
and
the
get to the point
connection
where
as
I've got
well.
hundreds and I'm actually making money.
Do it. And then go. Go and fulfill your fate.
What's CAX?
Command, console command. You can type that auto completes every single quest in a Skyrim or Fallout type game.
Oh. So you could. So you can tell when someone uses it because it's like they finish a whole bunch of quest line achievements all at once.
Like half the game auto pops because Skyrim and Fallout have lots of cheapos for like completing quests, obviously.
Yeah.
I am sorry for the
It's been disallowed for a long time.
And if there were another way,
yeah,
I would not do this. You could have made the right choice, but you refused. And I will not see this chance go to waste. I cannot. Once this is all over, I will send someone to free you from the Goliath. But until then...
Over here, quickly!
I don't understand getting mad at people over using console commands to get a hundo. I just think everyone knows that if you use console commands, your hundo isn't as impressive as if you didn't.
By the wise hermit, are you okay? And what is that?
Enough right there.
Miserable fool! I would have kept my word, but if you want to play games, fine! I have had enough time to practice!
Holy shit!
We could have built a better world!
Get away from the runes!
You've thrown it all away! For whom, prophetess? For this man?
Oh, fire again! Get away from him! Now! Attack the generators! Get away from the glowing one, quickly! yourself killed! We need to deal with these things here first! What are you doing? You'll get yourself killed! We need to deal with these things here first! Holy shit! Get away from the glowing one, quickly! Get away from the runes! What are you doing? You'll get yourself killed! We need to deal with these things here first! Holy shit! Get away from the glowing one, quickly! We need to deal with these things here first! What are you doing? You'll get yourself killed! We need to deal with these things here first! Get away from the runes! What are you doing? You'll get yourself killed! We need to deal with these things here first! Attack the generators!
What have you done?
I guess the explanation's... I had a feeling that might be the case. Go on ahead. I'll follow. Yeah, I guessed as much. Yuzlan and he didn't even try to get me inside after that dragon attacked us. Lucky for me, I found another way in. Otherwise, I never would have found you. And you were... This must be the cleansing. Then the Black Guardian was... You're here, right before me, and I can see... Huh. I guess so. So... What now? Your decision... You... Then, I suppose... I love you, you know that? You do what you have to. What? You're awake? But sorry, I just don't know what to make of. Yes, I thought you'd never wake up again. This? Al-Rashim. We're in Kira. You made it. It's possible. What? You're awake? I was already on the Myrid, and we had just reached the Red Sea. Then there was this massive... It was horrible, you know? For a moment, yes, but it worked. You saved us. You can't allow yourself to think like... Without you, we'd all be gone now. Well, actually, after the explosion happened, I had this... Yes, but the thought that you might... It was terrible, you know? But still, there you were. Even then, I asked myself, how... And I put you onto the Myrid's back and flew off. Without look... I don't know. But I'd rather not talk about it, to be honest. Yes, as you saved me countless times. I know, but you did. And how does the first lesson of magic go? In other words, you died in a million... It's all just so... No. And I also didn't want to leave you in case you... Well, the problem is that the people of Kira have no idea... Also, the Black Crescent movement has resurfaced. And you can connect the dots. Yes, tell me. Do you really... You know, the more I think about it, the more I come to believe that we... And do you really think we, with our bizarre story, can change things for the better? All that blind... You know, this is what place to stand here, talking to you. And you... But now you're here. A trick played on me by my own mind. Isn't... But you know, being here with you, the high ones, the cycle, so even if this is a dream, I don't... I was already on the Myrid, and we had just reached the Red Sea.
There's the hundo. There's 3 endings. Alright, let's see. That's 100%. 70 hours. I didn't think it would take 70 hours. That ending was basically like the secret one, is just in a dream.